Now to this brand new White House report that dropped on July 4th. It claims the Smithsonian moving away from the original mission, instead moving towards extreme political activism. Critics say the content exposes children to mature sexual and ideological topics, while defenders are, of course, accusing the GOP of politicizing history. Now, earlier today, House Republicans actually called in the head of the Smithsonian National Museum of American History to answer for an alleged woke left-wing bias that is rewriting our nation's story. Pleased to bring in our next guest here, Republican Congressman from Texas, Brandon Gill, who was on the committee and had this exchange here.
As part of this white supremacy document that your organization has promoted, objectivity is a core and defining aspect of white supremacy culture. Do you think that it's the goal of the Smithsonian Institution to promote white supremacy culture?
All right, Congressman Gill, a member of the House Committee on Oversight, Government Reform, and also a member of DOJ, member of House Judiciary Committee. Good to see you, Congressman Gill. I don't know how you keep a straight face sometimes when you're asking questions like that. You certainly have been viral for your delivery. What were you just talking about? Smithsonian now with white supremacy? What are they twisting about now?
You know, it's crazy. They had been promoting an anti-racist toolkit that was used to determine whether somebody is promoting white supremacist culture. And one of the aspects of white supremacist culture, according to the Smithsonian's own anti-racist toolkit, is objectivity. So I simply asked her, do you believe that as part of the historical process, you ought to be objective as your goal? She said yes. So I asked her if she was promoting white supremacist culture at the Smithsonian. As part of the same document, by the way, they had listed politeness as part of a white supremacist culture. So I asked her about that as well, whether being polite is important. She said yes. So I asked her if she was a white supremacist. Listen, I didn't make these rules. These are the rules that the left made, and I think it's our job to hold them to them.
I think so, too. And you politely did just that. But, you know, we're talking about an institution, the Smithsonian. I mean, this is a place where people want to bring their family when they go to D.C. We know there's a lot of schools that give tours. This White House report, pretty detailed, Brandon, and it says now the museum is not just talking about the wild stuff you're talking about. They're pro-trans, they're pro-illegal immigration. Yep. We just had that breaking news on New Jersey there. So this is a taxpayer-funded American museum that should be iconic, but it seems like it's an indoctrination center. How far are they going to go? I mean, are they saying men can be pregnant too? I mean, where does this stop, and how can you and other members stop it from turning this way?
Well, as part of the hearing, the Director Hardig was asked what a woman is. Of course, she can't define it. But listen, the Smithsonian Museum, has devolved into a far-left institution. I mean, we've found exhibits where they're showing to children people in BDSM bondage gear, promoting every kind of transgender American over our founding fathers, how they're promoting the idea that Mickey Mouse, an iconic American animated figure, Mickey Mouse is racist because his history is rooted in blackface. I mean, this stuff is genuinely insane, but the reason the left's been able to get away with it is because they have fought back. Anytime somebody pointed out how insane this stuff is, they've returned fire and said, listen, if you don't agree with us, you are racist.
Right, yeah.
And we've gotten to the point where that doesn't work anymore. You're not going to call us racist and slander our nation's history anymore.
I just want to call into one thing here. This is a press release from the Democrat Women's Caucus dating back to March of this year, Congressman, and it says the Women's Caucus leaders are condemning the Republican attack on Women's History Museum here, Smithsonian. Why aren't they condemning the fact that there is somebody there who can't define a woman?
Right, it's because they can't either. Ask them whether men can get pregnant, and you'll get blank stares from any Democrat congressman. I mean, it's really insane. These are people who are living in a parallel universe. But I do think that that's a relevant question. If you want to have a museum that is dedicated to American women, let's define what American women are. Let's define the parameters here. Does a man who puts on makeup and wears a dress get to have an exhibit in the Museum of American Women or not?
Yeah. Real quickly, is this reconciliation package going to get through? What do you think? Speaker Johnson obviously put some of the SAVE Act provisions in there. It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. I think it's going to get through. Listen, we hope that it will get through the Senate as well. What we're trying to do is do anything we possibly can to get the Save America Act to the president's desk. And if we can't get the act itself, get as many components of the Save America Act to the president's desk. And that's what we're trying to do as part of this reconciliation bill.
Texas Congressman Brandon Gill, always good to see you, sir. Fascinating stuff there with Smithsonian. We'll continue to watch that as well. Appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.